school! After the adventures in Egypt, we are suddenly summoned via another letter to the head of one of the big three schools of Kivotos. The new kid on the block, the rising star, Millennium, full of Kivotos' biggest and brightest, like the engineer club trying to make a spaceship, or the super elite hacksaws group, or maid club. And last but probably definitely the least, the game development club, or just the gamers. In fact, they are so the least, they are actually getting forcefully disbanded for their poor performance and overall being a general embarrassment to Millennium. Gamers continue to be the most oppressed race. Which is the actual reason we're here, called over to help this club of misfits not get disbanded and say goodbye to the little home they built up here. The gamers are made up of only 3 members, Momoi and Midori being twin sisters, with Momoi being special. She's a little stupid, a little autistic, very passionate about video games, and likes saying, and Green being the normal smug twin. Their club president is Yuzu, the super epic Yuzu queen who's a boss at every video game, but in reality she's really shy. She's also a fucking sadist who wants to make a super hardcore bullet hell with no bombs and shit. I promise I won't talk about every character, just the ones I like. And the game dev club is on the ropes and needs your help. You see, Yuka is a big meanie because she's doing her job and telling the game dev club that to get their fucking shit together or they're getting shut down. You see, Yuka is one of the few normal girls in Blue Archive. She does normal things like math. She's definitely the girl who reminds the teacher we had homework last night. Because she not only did her homework, she also did all the extra credit. Fucking nerd. But she also does have dual SMGs, which is pretty cool, so she gets a pass. So, you'd think the gamers would put their nose to the grindstone and actually get to work. After all, if they don't pass the upcoming Millennium Fair, that's it! No more video games forever! So you'd think they'd bust their asses off then to make a best video game ever, right? No! Wrong! You're stupid. At least not yet. They'll do that later. No, instead they fuck off to look for the mysterious, rumored G Bible that will solve all of their problems. They don't find it. But way more importantly, they find a girl, a robot girl, who the computer refers to as AL1S. But Momoi thinks that's a dumb name and calls her Aris, and they take the robot girl to the game development club, quickly raise her off a fuck ton of video games, making the poor robot girl very autistic. She even played the game dev's shitty game, Tales Saga Chronicles. I got a bunch of negative reviews and even one worst game of the year. Ha! Aris thought it was fun, somehow. Aris, yes, that is her god Momoi given name. It's not Alice. She is a precious ball of sunshine, a very good girl, a very autistic daughter who always tries her best. She likes the simple things in life, like her friends, video games. She makes a lot of really corny video game references, and we love her for it, and she's going to be a fucking hero. Yeah! She immediately joins the gamer club that kidnapped her. It's okay, they're friends now. So things go back to normal with the new Aris in tow, as the gamers annoy Yuka, who's just doing her job, and procrastinate on actually working on the game that's supposed to save their club. You see, their last game was such a failure that everyone died and everyone hated it, and it's more or less dissuaded them from ever wanting to make another video game ever again. And instead, they wish to use and find the legendary G Bible, which will supposedly tell them what the people want to play. It will tell them the people's voice. It will let the people know what they want. Just one problem. That one problem being ruins. There's actually a fuck ton of ruins in Kivotos. What? This is really weird. Why are there ruins everywhere in the Millennium District? Another problem being Aris doesn't have a gun. And everyone needs a gun in Kivotos. So where do we get one? We get one illegally from the engineering club. Just go ask for them. They'll hook you up. The engineering club is made up of eccentric. The club leader of the club is the cool and level-headed Utaha, the shy and awkward fishnet-wearing, cosplay-loving Hibiki, and Katori, the annoying one. The engineering club informs the gamers that they don't actually have any guns. I lied. They don't make mass-produced fake firearms. But they did talk a lot about their dream. The dream of building an intergalactic battleship, which the three all fawn over. But they haven't actually made any progress in making the big ol' spaceship. They did build a big fucking railgun though, so that's cool. To which Iris takes the gun and calls it the Sword of Light because she's the hero. Duh. The engineering club just kind of lets the gamers take the gun on an indefinite test drive, but not without some suspicion of how Iris can even use the gun that's much too big to be called a gun. Heading back down to the ruins and finding a ton of robots, the crew is able to find the G Bible with the help of Iris this time, and strangely enough, as if by her nature, she's able to understand that she needs to download the G Bible to Momoi's Switch. Which they do, much to Momoi's anguish, but even worse, the G Bible, the answer to all their problems, needs a password that no one can figure out. So, fuck it, we take it to the local hacking club, FIXATION, with Hare, Maki, Kotomi, Vice President Chihiro, and their missing president, Himari, and the club very quickly inform Momoi that her saves on her Switch cannot be recovered. They are gone forever. Sad. Momoi very quickly gets called an idiot by Midori, and they talk about the actual reason why they're there. To which not only does Veritas inform the gamers that the G Bible is the real deal, but is also basically impossible to get into without the password. Which would be fine if the hackers had their super cool, epic, awesome password cracking machine that the late Himari, rest her soul, she's not actually dead, created, called the Mirror, which Yuka has confiscated for very obvious ethical reasons. So, fuck it. It's simple. The hackers want their mirror back to do stuff with it, and the gamers want it to the G Bible. So, fuck it. Just break into the highly secure storage where the student council keeps everything they confiscate, which is also guarded by the maid club, CNC, and the Saviors of Blue Archive. So basically, they're fucked. Even with the hackers' help. Oh well, time to give up on saving the game club. Except there's hope. CNC's strongest member, Nero, 00, is missing. Out of town at the moment, so there's a chance. And besides, we might as well. The club room may be old and leaky, but it's not just where the gang plays video games anymore. It's where they all belong. And Iris kind of brings up a good point. When the world is on the brink of destruction, a legendary hero must rise to save it by defeating the wicked demon lord Yuka. But after apparently playing 45 RPGs, Iris has determined that there is a powerful weapon all these legendary heroes have in common. No, it is not leveling up or upgrading equipment, or wiretaps, or an EMP. No, it's that they fight alongside their friends. But the plan would be impossible, even with the combined force of the gamers and the hackers. No, we need the engineering club, who say yes immediately because it sounds like fun. Okay, that was easy. If you've noticed, Sensei slash us, me, you, we've been taking much more of a backseat role this time around, where, as in beta, several things popped up that needed our direct help, but this time we're more or less just nudging the girls into doing things that they already want. Siding with them even if it gets us in trouble with Yuka and the rest of the school. We're here to guide the girls to their dreams. Even if it takes some loops to figure it out, the goal of making the best game ever and to save the club. And how do we save the club? Our dream, achieving the unachievable. By fighting with everything we got, tooth and nail. The gamers and maids duke it out. A battle of wits and tactics. It's actually one of the best written fights in the game. It's very fun. And the maids are no joke. Each one of them is a feared combatant, even without Nero. Akane is the team mom, who definitely goes ara and is a terrifying combatant and likes to blow things up. Asuna is a golden retriever and bottle of sunshine, and the very stoic sniping agent Karin. It takes a lot of coordination between the three teams to even deal with only 3 maids. Even going so far as launching mortars at the school to cause even more chaos. But Nero does eventually return, and single-handedly turns the entire battle. Through some shenanigans and some Metal Gearing, the gamers are able to sneak into confiscated storage room and steal the mirror. able to crack the password once and for all the hard work will finally be paid off. The secrets of the G Bible revealed. The game club will be saved. The secret to not just making any video game, but the best video game ever is love video games. That's fucking stupid. Just look at what loving video games got them the first time. The one game the game development department made, Tales Saga Chronicles, was a complete disaster. Over 1,000 negative reviews. The desire to never make anything ever again is overwhelming after such a large-scale criticism and negativity. They even won the Worst Game of the Year award. But Iris did say the game was fun. That's gotta count for something, right? Creating something and getting to hear that others enjoyed what you made is the dream of any creative. To bring joy to a stranger through a passion project. A piece of yourself in an artistic form. Whether it's a game full of your favorite tropes and mechanics, a song full of deep and introspective lyrics, or a YouTube video about your favorite game. To hear that even one person liked it, that it brought them joy and fun, that it meant something to them, it's an endless reward in of itself. So with only 6 days, 4 hours, and 30 minutes remaining till the Millennium Prize, the Game Development Club is going to have to crunch like never before to create Tales Sonic Chronicles 2. The day of the Millennium Prize has arrived, and we find out that poor Iris has gained a new fear of maid uniforms and anyone wearing a maid uniform. Fair enough, they've been fighting maids for like 3 days straight, and more especially Nero, who... She actually runs at the mere mention of Nero. But with that bit of slice of life aside, the Millennium Prize has begun. If they don't win this, or win anything, it's over for the game development department. Luckily, there can be 7 winners. Unluckily, there are hundreds of submissions. And they didn't win. Oh well, we tried. So much for loving video games. Reviews for the game weren't that bad this time. The girls are devastated. And rightfully so. Momoy shoots the shit out of the TV in anguish. And as the girls are crying about having to leave one another, none other than Yuka, the bane of the game club's existence, comes frolicking in to congratulate the club. You see, Millennium, in its years, has only rewarded students for creating something practical, a tool, not art. But this year, something's made them change their mind and rethink things a bit. In the judge's own words, practicality fails to fully cover the emotions which can be brought on by an interactive experience. And so, for the first time in the history of the prize, we are awarding a unique top honor. The Game Development Department's Tales Saga Chronicles 2 gets the prize. Because it was a game that reminded everyone why they came to love video games in the first place. Even the cold and serious Yuka said it reminded her of how much she loved video games as a kid. They did it. And all it took was loving video games. A perfect result. Like I said earlier, we/Sensei take much more of a back seat this time around, allowing the girls to reach their own goals and dreams on their own. Through their love of video games they held, and with one another, to the many new friends they made along the way. In part 1 of Millennium, everyone has a dream. The engineering club dreams to create a super cool intergalactic spaceship. Veritas' dream is for Humari, the club president, to come back, and to get back her creation of the mirror. Yuka's dream is to not pull her fucking hair out because Millennium is full of insane STEM majors, and the game development department's dream is to make games. They met a robot girl and taught her what it meant to be human. The RPGs made friends with hackers and Chunies, battled maids for a magic mirror, really went on an epic quest to achieve their dream of making a game. Saving the department became second place to what was always more important, being able to have fun together. Now, no longer in the rut of living in the shadow of their previous failure. Together, they get to be lazy gamers again, and now with a new member. Later that night, while they are asleep, the G-Bible recovers its data, and the words division flash on its screen. Things are back to normal. Things are slow at Shale for the moment, and for once we have nothing to do! So the gamers have asked us to come over and hang out. We get back to what Blue Archive does best. Slice of life bullshit. We get to play Guilty Gear with Momoy for hours, beating her every time for market research apparently, for their next game. See, the team is getting prepared to work on their next game, and are struggling with brainstorming ideas, because they're a little all over the place to say the least. And this is where we learn the very important detail that Iris likes roguelike games. But it can't be stressed enough that the three... there was a lot of arguing over the direction of the new game. So Yuzu decides to send Iris off on a quest. A quest to find better inspiration. And we go, because fuck it, why not? This is just a blatant excuse to get a tour of Millennium, but according to Iris, we're apparently level 1 apprentice heroes. Whatever that means. I'm sure it's important to her. Immediately this time around, Sensei is in a much more proactive role, having full-on conversations with Iris about video game heroes as they walk around Millennium. We get to meet Samiri, the lone member of the athletics club in the nerd school, who's happy that Iris gets to join her once again. We learn that Iris has actually gone around and made friends with a bunch of people. Samiri being one of them. Asuna and Karen are former maid enemies Iris declares her party members. Seems like everyone's getting along together. We check up on the engineering club and even run into Nero to play video games at the local arcade. Finding out that Nero and Iris, who were once trying to beat the crap out of one another, have become fast friends and video game rivals. Nero is actually one of Iris's best friends. Our days at Millennium continue on like normal, getting pretty damn used to the normal goings-on of an actual school and not 5 girls in a desert. The scope has transitioned seamlessly from a small, tight-knit group of gamers to encompassing the entire school. Everyone has a role, and Millennium really starts to come to life. In these earlier parts, fleshing it out, the culture, and even what types of students go to Millennium. It certainly helps that Millennium is by far the most normal school in Kivodos, just being a STEM school with some quirky geniuses. So just a STEM school. Apparently Maki from Veritas, the hacking club, found a cool robot and called us all down to come check it out. What's up with all the fucking robots in Kivodos? The hackers show us and the gamers a strange ball-like robot. They're kinda weird looking. Veritas says that they were found in the outskirts of Millennium, and they've done a bunch of tests and nothing can seem to activate them. And as we're all discussing what the hell to do with these robots, Iris starts to wander closer and closer to one. She turns on the robots with ease. And Iris starts acting strange. The robots all start to surround the girl, and the G-Bible starts calling Iris weird things like my precious lady. Before Iris is completely taken over and comes AL1S once again. Everything explodes around them as Iris and the robots go on the attack, destroying the entire room and then some. Iris isn't listening to any sense or reason as she charges up a railgun again to fire at everyone. Momoy is already seriously hurt, and we need to stop Iris before she destroys the entire school. Iris's rampage is almost unstoppable. She goes around and hurts several of the students. It's not until Nero comes in and knocks the poor kid out, with the rest of CNC taking care of the rest of the frenzy robots. But Momoy is hurt bad, and our daily life is destroyed. Put into a coma, Momoy shows no sign of waking up. Everything's looking pretty bleak. Iris has locked herself in a club room, completely distraught at what she's done. Midori nor Yuzu can talk her out of it. They're lost and don't know what to do. But that's fine. We'll make it all better. It's our job, after all, to make everything better. Iris remembered everything she did that day and knows full well it was her who put Momoy in a coma and hates herself for it. We can't even finish comforting Iris before Rio, the president of Seminar, the student council, and thus head of Millennium, comes barging in to tell us the harsh truth. That Iris isn't a little girl, but a thing. No ordinary student, but the princess of the nameless gods, an artifact left behind by the previous inhabitants of Kivotos. Ryo even goes so far to say that Aris is no hero. The one thing she wants to be, more than anything, but more or less an evil lord who's born to destroy the world. Those robots we keep encountering are to be Aris's army she's to use to destroy all of Kivotos. And Ryo puts it bluntly, she's to kill Aris before that happens, sending Nero to retrieve Aris. But Nero refuses to hurt her friend like that, forcing Ryo to use the secret 5th member of CNC. The robotic and stone-cold Toki, who proves to be an equal rival to Nero. Toki is able to pin Nero down, and we/Sensei try to stop Ryo from taking Aris. Aris proposes a conundrum. The trolley problem. If all it takes is killing one person to save the entire city, then why not? Besides, Aris already hurt one person. She's a ticking time bomb waiting to go off and destroy the entire city. Not even a human, but a thing. A weapon made by insane cultists. And certainly not any hero. So, Aris leaves with Ryo, and her dreams of being a hero go with. Once again, a home we've just helped build up and watch grow has been destroyed. This time there's no loopholes, no adults wanting to exploit for the sake of exploiting, just hard logic and reasoning. So all we could do is watch Aris disappear. But that's fucking bullshit, damn it! The president has gone way too fucking far. It's made apparent that not only has she just kidnapped a child to murder, she has groomed Toki to become her personal assassin, misused millions of funds to create a massive city, and even kidnapped and wrongfully imprisoned Hamari for standing up against her. Trolley problem be damned. It takes Momoi to wake up from her coma with no hard feelings to Aris whatsoever. But Ryo can't just take Aris away. She's not just a part of the gamers anymore, but as we saw earlier, she's become a part of everyone's lives. Robot or not, she's still a person, a key part in the school, Veritas, the engineering department, seminar, CNC, and of course the game development department are all united in their goal to bringing our friend back. The plan is simple: storm the castle, defeat the boss, save the princess. A lot of fighting later. We climb the tower, tell Ryo she's self-righteous, and finally save Aris. But Aris isn't Aris, but Ki. Ki explains that Aris is locked deep within her own body now, and that Ki has taken over in order to assist the princess in her rightful duties, and in doing so, Ki takes over the entire city, hijacking its defenses and summoning those robots from all over. Ryo means to atone for her previous many mistakes by sacrificing herself to save everyone and defeat Ki. The trolley problem has once again revealed itself, the sacrifice of one to save many. A problem as old as time. The logical answer should be by all means clear. Sacrifice the one to save the many, or a few to save more. It's just logical sense. Very, frankly, hard to argue against. But the sacrifice of anyone isn't rightly worth it. No one deserves to die. Who gets to make that choice? To be sacrificed or to be the sacrificed or the saved? Is not everyone's life of equal value? It's kind of bullshit and unfair if you think about it. Why do those people have to die just so that more can live? No. The real answer to the trolley problem isn't cold, hard logic. Pulling the lever to kill the least to save the many, but to save everyone, and looking for help when needed. Seminar, Noah, and Yuka are able to cut down the power to the entire city in order to stop anyone making any sacrifices or any last stands. Everyone is able to regroup and beat back the robot onslaught, giving us time to reawaken the Aris deep inside. But that doesn't necessarily mean Aris even wants to come back. Ryo's words ring out and they stung a lot. She is a demon lord. Someone who only is going to cause harm to her friends And already has, even. So why bother? She was never a hero, after all, but a threat to society, herself, and the people around her. But Momoe is too hard-headed to let her friend go away, reminding her that the game they made, Tales Chronicles 2, that because they met Aris, they were able to make a great game that everyone loves, save the club, and have fun together. Because they were lucky to meet her, because of Aris, they were able to even become friends with people they never thought they'd be friends with. So all this talk about being an evil lord or a demon lord or whatever is fucking stupid. Because simply, she's their friend. And they'll come for her no matter what. No matter when. People all around you have certain expectations of you. Whether it be because of how you act, where you're from, your upbringing, your hobbies, whatever. Expect you to be a certain way. Or even want you to be a certain way. Your peers may even try to get you to go along with whatever their made-up version of yourself is. But all of that is stupid and meaningless. Do what you want. Be who you want to be. Because the real you is whatever you define it to be. And your real friends will be the ones who are there to help you be the best you want to be. Always. Aris isn't a demon lord or a princess, but a hero. Aris is able to defeat Key and deactivate all the evil robots, proving Rio wrong in the process. That facts and logic are stupid and powerless to the power of friendship. Another happy ending. Man, Blue Archive sure has been a fun feel-good story with plenty of wholesome life lessons and fun slice-of-life antics. I sure hope nothing bad happens soon. Fuck!